It's no secret that Johnny Carson had a reputation as a ladies' man, especially after being married 3 times. That image followed him throughout much of his career, and fans often noticed how comfortable and charismatic he was around many of Hollywood's biggest stars. But every now and then, that charming side of him showed up live on The Tonight Show in ways that had everyone watching a little more closely. Sometimes it was a quick smile, sometimes it was a playful joke, and other times, the chemistry between Johnny and his guest became one of the most memorable parts of the entire interview. Here are some of the moments where Johnny's playful flirting with his guests became impossible to ignore. Johnny brings up his past with Dyan Cannon, and the conversation quickly hints at their dating history.
How are you? Gee, you look... I haven't even said hello.
Hi, sweetheart.
Hi, sure, sweetheart, now.
You want to know something?
Sure, now it's sweetheart.
What do you mean, now it's sweetheart?
Well, now that you're married, sure. Now.
What, do you think that I treated you differently before I was married?
Oh, sure, I came to your dressing room to say hi, how are you, as old friends, and, oh, now it's just hugs and kisses and how are you, now that you're off the shelf.
Dyan Cannon openly acknowledges that she and Johnny had once dated.
And I didn't see you running to the phone to call Mom and Dad after we went out a couple times. What was there about this fella?
That was different than you?
Yeah.
While he brings up their shared past with a mix of curiosity, confidence, and playful chemistry. Their easy back and forth makes it clear they were both comfortable revisiting those memories, creating an interview that feels relaxed, genuine, and full of entertaining moments that keep the audience smiling. When Doris Day made her first appearance with Carson, the mood felt completely different. Instead of firing off joke after joke, Johnny seemed quieter and even more impressed, letting his admiration show through in a natural and respectful way.
I know you go by a lot of nicknames. I didn't know what he calls you Clara Bixby.
Clara Bixby.
And you've been called Dodo, was one of the other nicknames.
And Susie Cream Cheese.
Yeah. Now, where did Clara Bixby come? I know Billy gave it to you, but why did he give you that nickname?
And then the Susie Cream Cheese came out sort of from Nate and Al's Delicatessen, because I'm there a lot.
Yes.
And I love cream cheese.
People don't see you much in this town,
I
but
see you there so often.
I think everybody who lives nearby goes to 8 and 8 Al's in Beverly Hills.
Their conversation had a calm, warm feeling that stood out from many of his other celebrity interviews. Rather than trying to steal the spotlight, Johnny gave Doris plenty of room to speak, and that softer approach made their chemistry even more noticeable. Then came Anne Margaret's unforgettable 1979 Tonight Show appearance. The audience watched Carson briefly set aside his polished host image.
I don't mean that. If she had been, why she would have.
And react more like an excited fan.
Me in bed with 18 men.
And you get depressed easily. Whatever that means, I have the slightest idea what that means.
No, I don't.
I'm still thinking about moose meatballs. I don't know why.
Oh, they're
They fascinate me.
He could hardly take his eyes off Anne Margaret as she lit up the stage with her striking presence, lively personality, and playful confidence. Her energy seemed to fill the entire studio, and Johnny's reactions made it obvious he was having just as much fun as everyone watching. It became one of those appearances that fans would continue talking about long after it originally aired. Johnny also clearly enjoyed talking with Bernadette Peters. She brought Broadway energy, warmth, and effortless charm to the show, while Carson listened closely, smiled often, and slipped in playful reactions that made their conversation flowed naturally, with Bernadette's bright personality giving Johnny plenty of opportunities to respond with his trademark wit. And when Madeline Kahn appeared, her quick wit, unique charm, and wonderfully unpredictable style pulled Carson right into the moment almost immediately. Madeline Kahn brought a completely different kind of chemistry to Johnny Carson. Her mix of nervous energy, quirky charm, and perfect comic timing made every moment feel unpredictable. As they talked about fears and phobias, she was both funny and surprisingly open, bringing out Johnny's softer, more playful side.
You know, I do not like balls coming toward me.
I think that's called testophobia. Of course, I could be wrong. I don't really know. I've never. You mean a solid object like a baseball come hurtling right at your?
That's what I mean, yes.
I know that.
Instead of following a typical interview pattern, the conversation kept taking unexpected turns, making the audience feel like they were watching two talented entertainers simply enjoying the moment together. Liv Ullmann's appearance wasn't built around obvious flirting, and that's exactly why it stood out. Johnny approached the conversation with real curiosity, asking thoughtful questions about love, marriage, and relationships, instead of chasing laughs.
Do you have children?
Yes, I do. You have children?
Yeah, I have a 20-year-old.
Yeah.
She's here too.
Yeah. I have 3 boys.
How old?
Well, my oldest is 36. I have one 34 and one 33.
And they're all married?
None of them are married.
Oh.
Never, ever. It's unusual, isn't it?
That's very unusual. Well, we could be in-laws, maybe.
You want me badly, don't you? Is a sense of humor important?
Yes, that's very important.
Yes.
Well, I think maybe giving up your independence and not be free to do everything you did before you were married.
That's right.
I would say. And
you take your commitment very seriously.
well, if you choose to get married, especially at our age, I think we have to take it serious.
Wait a minute, we're not Ma and Pa Kettle, you know.
Their calm back and forth created a quiet kind of chemistry that was hard to miss. The interview moved at a slower pace than many of his others, allowing their thoughtful conversation and comfortable connection to become the real highlight of the segment. Cloris Leachman took the conversation in a totally different direction. She never waited for compliments or attention. Instead, she jumped right in with fearless humor and non-stop confidence, keeping Johnny guessing from one moment to the next.
You're letting me call you John now. Before, when I was on and I called you John, you said, only my mother calls me John.
I didn't say it that way.
Yes, you did. Well, you said, only my mother calls me John. I wasn't going to do it
Did I say it that way?
That's right.
Mommy.
Even well into the interview, he never seemed completely sure where she was going next. Her unpredictable style constantly surprised both Johnny and the audience, creating one funny exchange after another.
I was supposed to put born, where they say on anything you fill out says born. I was supposed to put Des Moines, Iowa. I put Methodist Hospital.
In Des Moines, Iowa.
I didn't say that. I just put Methodist Hospital.
It was in Des Moines, though, wasn't it?
It's still there. They're still having babies there.
Yeah.
I was one of them.
They would have.
This is a quiet night, John.
Yes, you're rather quiet tonight.
Well, no, you're quiet. You got quiet after the Star-Spangled Banner.
That kept everyone engaged from beginning to end. Johnny played right along, letting himself get swept into her unpredictable style while doing his best to stay in control. The audience could clearly see he was enjoying every second, and that made the whole exchange even more entertaining. His genuine laughter, quick reaction, and her glamorous presence immediately caught Johnny's attention, instantly changing the mood in the studio. Mitzi Gaynor walked onto The Tonight Show with the kind of star power that instantly changed the atmosphere. She understood how to use glamour as part of the performance, and Johnny Carson clearly enjoyed every minute of it. Made the conversation flow effortlessly, while Johnny happily matched her energy with smiles, playful remarks, and genuine admiration throughout the interview. Johnny's playful style came through in the way he admired Mitzi Gaynor's energy, polished presence, and effortless stage presence. She had a way of making a simple talk show couch feel more like the center of a glamorous live entertainment special, and Johnny happily played right along with her. He kept the conversation relaxed and easygoing, never forcing the moment, while many of the funniest highlights came from his facial smiles and quick reactions instead of big punchlines. It was clear he appreciated being across from someone who understood exactly how to entertain an audience while still making the interview feel personal and natural. Mitzi never had to push for attention because her personality naturally drew people in the moment she began speaking. She had the smooth rhythm and confidence of a seasoned performer, making every answer feel effortless and every story enjoyable to listen to. Johnny responded with one of his signature smiles that showed both genuine appreciation and quiet amusement. Their conversation flowed so naturally that it often felt less like a formal interview and more like two experienced entertainers enjoying each other's company while sharing the spotlight with the audience. The whole interview felt like a classic television moment, full of charm, wonderful timing, and two experienced entertainers who understood exactly how to connect with viewers. Mitzi's years of old-school show business experience made her feel completely at home in Carson's format, allowing the conversation to unfold with ease from beginning to end. Johnny's enjoyment was easy to spot through his steady smiles, relaxed laughter, and playful reactions, while the natural chemistry between them made every exchange feel entertaining without either of them trying too hard. It's easy to see why this appearance remains such a favorite among longtime fans of the show. Maureen O'Hara brought a completely different kind of chemistry to Johnny Carson's couch.
Reviews. Would you welcome John Candy and Maureen O'Hara? What a great kick to have you here.
Her style wasn't built on flashy moments or playful showmanship, but on confidence, respect, and the commanding presence of a true Hollywood legend. Johnny greeted her with clear admiration, and their lively back and forth carried a warm Irish spirit that made the conversation feel fresh, engaging, and wonderfully unpredictable. From the very beginning, she projected the kind of confidence that naturally earned attention without ever needing to demand it. As the interview went on, Maureen's strong personality naturally guided the discussion in directions Johnny may not have expected.
Right. The eyes always do it, right?
Well, I kind of thought we looked a little bit alike. We have the same kind of teeth.
Same teeth.
We have the same mouth. And the same eyes.
Instead of trying to take over or steer things back toward his usual rhythm, he gave her room to shine, and that decision made their chemistry even more enjoyable to watch. It stood out from many of his other memorable interviews because the balance between them felt much more even, with both personalities contributing equally to the conversation. That mutual respect.
There.
Ali Sheedy.
Yeah. Are these, Now, can we ask whose legs those are? Are those your,
Well, they sure as hell aren't mine.
Oh, yeah. And? They're not mine.
Gave the interview a refreshing energy that audiences could easily appreciate. Johnny seemed to know he was sitting beside someone with enough confidence and experience to take control of the conversation whenever she wanted. Rather than resisting it, he leaned into the moment with smiles, thoughtful questions, and playful reactions that showed he was genuinely enjoying the exchange. Every answer from Maureen felt direct, confident, and completely true to who she was, giving the interview an honesty and authenticity that made it stand out.
John Candy comes into his own as a fine, fine, dramatic actor. And just you wait. In a little while, he's too young right now, but very soon, John Candy is going to be doing all the great roles that Charles Laughton has done. He's going to be doing Witness for the Prosecution and all the marvelous roles. He is a fantastic actor.
You listen to Mother. I'm listening. Well, that's high praise indeed. That is high praise coming from you.
Watching Johnny respond to her unique personality added another layer of entertainment that made the conversation even more memorable. That confidence gave the interview a sharper edge than some of Johnny's lighter conversations. While other guests leaned into glamour or playful charm, Maureen relied on honesty, wit, quick humor, and a powerful personality that immediately filled the room. The result was an entertaining exchange that felt lively from start to finish, with two experienced performers matching each other's timing while keeping the audience engaged throughout the entire interview.
And this time it was like 50 seconds. I just looked at him, I looked into those gorgeous eyes, and I said, yes, I'll be his mom.
Their natural rapport created a memorable television moment that still stands out among Carson's many classic conversations. Johnny's reaction showed that, at several moments, even he wasn't quite sure where the conversation was going next. Instead of trying to control every turn or predict every response, he relied on the one thing that always worked: his natural charm, quick wit, and ability to react in the moment. Maureen O'Hara's confidence made the exchange especially memorable, proving that someone who was completely comfortable being themselves could easily match Johnny's sharp sense of humor and keep him on his toes. Those spontaneous moments gave the interview a genuine feeling that made it even more enjoyable for both the studio audience and viewers watching at home. That makes her interview the perfect way to end this list. It reveals a different side of Johnny Carson, the legendary host who almost always stayed one step ahead and seemed ready for anything that came his way. Yet every so often, the right guest could surprise him in the best possible way, creating moments that felt completely natural instead of carefully planned. Those unexpected exchanges are a big part of what made these interviews so enjoyable to watch, because neither Johnny nor the audience could be completely sure what would happen next. That sense of unpredictability gave these conversations a timeless charm that still makes them entertaining decades later. From Bo Derek making the smallest reactions feel surprisingly funny, to Madeline Kahn turning a conversation about phobias into unforgettable comedy, to Anne-Margaret arriving with enough star power and confidence to leave Johnny watching with obvious admiration, each of these 10 women brought something completely unique to The Tonight Show. Doris Day's warmth created a softer atmosphere. Bernadette Peters filled the stage with Broadway charm. Liv Ullmann offered thoughtful conversation. Cloris Leachman kept everyone laughing with her fearless personality. Mitzi Gaynor dazzled with classic show business glamour, and Maureen O'Hara impressed with confidence and commanding presence. No two interviews felt alike, and that's exactly what made each one memorable in its own special way. Together, these women showed that Johnny's chemistry with his guests was never based on a single style or a predictable formula. Every conversation developed its own personality, its own rhythm, and its own unforgettable moments, depending on who was sitting across from him. Sometimes the interviews were full of playful humor, sometimes they became thoughtful and heartfelt, and other times they turned wonderfully unpredictable because the guest brought out a completely different side of Johnny. Even one of television's greatest hosts occasionally found himself reacting instead of leading, and those genuine, unscripted moments often became the highlights that audiences remembered long after the show ended. That's one of the biggest reasons these classic interviews continue to entertain viewers and remain favorites even today. Now it's your turn. Which of these women do you think had the biggest impact on Johnny Carson during their interview? Share your pick in the comments below. We'd love to hear what you think. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with other fans of classic television. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.